Welcome to episode number 7 of CPAGuide.tv. My name is Brian Kessler and I am a licensed CPA in the state of Missouri. Today's video, it's all about unboxing Fast Forward Academy's CPA Review Course. So I've been following Fast Forward Academy for the last couple years and they've continually been making improvements. So I'm really excited to show you the improvements, what I still like about the course, what I don't like about the course, and whether you should consider using Fast Forward Academy to supplement your primary review course or even try it out as a full CPA review course. So if that sounds pretty awesome to you guys, we can get started right now. All right, so the Fast Forward Academy team, they were nice enough to send me full access to their entire course and the actual physical textbooks that come with their review course. So let's go ahead and unbox this now and take a look at what they have to offer. All right, got some packing materials here. And it looks like they sent me all 4 textbooks. All right. Okay, so here we go. We got 4 textbooks here. They're not as thick as some of the other CPA review courses. That's just my first impressions. But the whole point of Fast Forward Academy is that as you take their practice exams, they're going to identify what you already know and what you don't know. So your goal is not to actually read through all of these textbooks. And I'll explain more as we go through the actual online materials and so forth. But just first impressions. So let's see. So this is the Financial Accounting and Reporting book. So it's more of a bullet point textbook. So it's not something that you're going to sit down and then read an entire chapter and try to learn everything in it. It's more of a definition-based textbook. So there aren't real-life examples. There aren't mnemonics to help you memorize large sets of information. They do have some examples, some journal entry structure, stuff like that. But again, if the adaptive learning technology that they use, if you show that you understand it, then you won't even need to read this. So that's kind of what Fast Forward Academy is going for, is that the other CPA review courses, they require you to go through every single chapter, every single page, and so forth. Their goal is to have you read the least amount of text as possible based on what you actually already know. So the stuff that you don't know, that's when you'll be hitting the textbooks. And their online review course actually syncs up directly to their ebook. So would you even use these manual textbooks? You don't have to, but I'm kind of old school and I would prefer to have it just so I could take notes within it and use little stickies for bookmarks and so forth. So this is the physical textbooks of Fast Forward Academy. Let's hop behind my computer and look at the actual online dashboard and see what they have to offer there. All right, welcome to the Fast Forward Academy dashboard. So this is the home base of everything that you'll need to be using if you invest in Fast Forward Academy. So you have your study bank, the fast book, your practice exams, and then your study planner. And they also have some additional documents that you can access at the very bottom. And again, this is a very mobile responsive dashboard. So here's what it would look like on your mobile tablet. It's very responsive and will change to fit whatever needs or device you're using. So the first step, of course, is to create your study plan. So let's set up your plan for your start date. Let's start tomorrow. And then you'll be sitting for the exam on January 2nd. And you can exclude specific days during the week when you know you will not be studying. So I'll do Sunday and Monday as my rest days. Then you create your calendar. Now, what's cool is that things happen in your life. Maybe on a Friday, you find out you can't study. So what's going to happen is you would just go in, take this assignment, and move it over to Saturday. And then as you complete it, you can mark it as complete. Or you can just go ahead and launch this task. So it makes it very simple to use the study planner as your go-to resource for figuring out exactly what you need to be doing on each particular day. And then as things change, you can just drag and drop whatever you have whatever your task for that particular day was, and then you can just complete it on a different day. So very customizable, very dynamic, very real world, and I really like this study planner. All right, so the Fast Forward Academy dashboard, it's very clean, very easy to use, and their adaptive learning technology is very fascinating. So let's take a closer look at how the adaptive technology actually works by looking at the multiple choice questions and practice tests that they have to offer. All right, so let's take a look at what makes Fast Forward Academy so unique compared to the other CPA review courses in the industry that are more linear. So what Fast Forward Academy excels at is in their education technology algorithms. So the CPA exam, as you know, is extremely broad. There's a ton of information, and you don't have any time to waste studying things that you already know. So that's why Fast Forward Academy is not using the linear study model of watching a lecture, read the text, then do the multiple choice question. They're starting you in the practice exams and the quizzes, and then using their education technology algorithm to identify what you know and what you don't know. So while it's very important that as you're taking these initial practice exams, that you're honest with yourself and make sure that you answer the questions based on whether you truly understand something or not, they will help you identify what you already know and what you don't know. And then what you don't know is what's going to automatically be filtered into your study planner. So that way you're not wasting time studying things that you already know and are spending all of your time in the textbooks teaching yourself what you need to work on and your identified weaknesses. So of course they'll throw in some random multiple choice questions to test those items that you were identified as stronger. But the primary goal of Fast Forward Academy is to only tailor your study plan based on things that you do not know. So then by the time that you've gotten to the very end, hopefully your percentage of incorrect and correct will have shifted, and then their algorithm will continually update and only give you questions that you're struggling with. So hopefully that makes sense. It's pretty complex algorithm. It's kind of revolutionary. Fast Forward Academy has only been around in the industry for a couple of years now. So this technology is constantly improving. And as you can see in the study bank, based on your results, this bar is going to move. So it's the momentum meter. So as you answer more questions, they're going to expect you to get this number over 70%. And so it's going to show you how well you're doing and how prepared you really are. And then once you get to the end, it's going to pop up green and it will let you know that you're ready to sit for the real exam. And it's pretty cool because they bring in all the community results. So they track everything. And then based on what questions people are stronger in versus weaker in, they'll use that community data to help continually improve their explanations. And they actually knew for this year have video lectures built into those particular multiple choice questions that are most missed by the community. And I'll show you an example of that later. So at this point, let's take a look at the actual study bank. Okay, so you select the chapters that you want to cover. This is for 4. And then you can, say wrong questions only, new questions only, study all questions. And so let's only do wrong questions. So let's apply that. So here is the enhanced study bank. So this is where you're going to be spending the majority of your time answering all the questions. And you select your answer and then you can click check. And it's going to give you the definition and where this particular information is in the textbook. So as you can see, we got it wrong. So this one is going to be built into the overall analytics that I got this particular topic incorrect. So we can move to next. And say I want to flag a question. All I have to do is flag it here. And then I can just make my selection, check it. And then again, it'll give the explanation and the reference in the textbook, and it will give you a direct link to the electronic textbook, which is really nice. So then you can read up on everything that's covered in this particular reference. And again, we'll cover the Fastbook later and all the features. But for right now, let's just go back. Okay, and as you can see, it keeps track of all your time. You have a calculator.
the literature for this particular exam, question feedback. So this is a really cool feature that you can literally contact Fast Forward Academy with your question on this particular multiple choice question. And then you can also leave a note for this particular question as well. Save it. All right. And then you also have the spreadsheet. Okay, so let's save and exit. Yes, mark complete. Okay, so as you can see, I got 2 questions incorrect, and it makes it very easy to come in, and it will have a drop down of why I got this particular question right or wrong, and it will show percentage complete, and then and so forth. So it's a lot of analytics, a lot of easily keeping track of questions you got right or wrong. And let's go to back to the dashboard and then show you a practice exam. So this is their practice exam. So this is testlet 1 of 30 questions. So you'll go through, answer all 30 questions. Then you just click submit. You go to the last. Submit. Go to testlet 3 now. Submit. And now it will take you to the CPA exam simulations. So these are 7 questions here. So this is the research question. Another research question. And then this is a typical question of what you'd see on an audit exam. So you just fill in, what one of the drop boxes, and then you'll click next question and so forth. So again, it's very similar to what you'll see on the actual CPA exam, and they give you all the tools that you would be expected to see. All right, so you can save and exit. Yes, mark complete. Okay, and it keeps track again of all your results, and you can drop down by testlet and go back and review, retake that particular testlet, whatever it is that you need to do. Okay, so let's go look at the performance. All right, so for audit and attestation, let's go to FAR. I believe I've done more questions for FAR. All right, so I've run down each section. It gives you the total number missed, total number correct, your score, and then it compares you versus the community. So you want to be right around the community average because those are the folks who are passing the CPA exam. So obviously I have a lot of work to do. I just kind of clicked through a bunch of questions just to show what it will look like in the dashboard. But it's very useful to be able to drill down, identify where your scores are weaker and what you need to be shooting for with the community average for this particular section. And then based on the weaker areas, you can go in and just start a study session for this particular topic. So, and again, it just takes you back to the study bank, and then you can, even dig down deeper and just take only those questions. So it's very valuable information that they provide for you within their analytics. All right, so at this point, let's take a look at one of the multiple choice questions that actually has a video explanation built into the explanation. So for this particular question, you can see that there's a video and an explanation. So this question apparently was missed a lot in the community. So it's a likely to be missed question. So you can make your selection, click check, and it will give you a written explanation. And if you want further explanation for why the question is right or wrong, they have a built-in video. So as you can see,
this question is asking us.
So as you can see, it has the question here on the video, and then Rob Peterson, who is a CPA who Fast Forward Academy hired, he'll explain why the question is right or wrong. And as you can see, it's a 10-minute video, so it's very in-depth. And apparently this is a topic that is tested very often. So let's take a glance through this video.
In preparing the city's reconciliation of the statement of revenues, start off by looking at with statements. So we want to look at which items need to be subtracted. So the expenditures, would need to be added back to the governmental funds.
Okay, so as you can see, he walks through each and every potential answer, and then we'll explain why it is right or wrong. So these are very detailed, and for those of you who really like somebody to explain why a question is right or wrong, these videos will be very valuable to you.
All right, so now that we've covered the adaptive learning technology, let's look and see how the multiple choice questions link up with their FAST book, as Fast Forward Academy calls it. So we've already looked at the physical textbooks. Let's take a look at their ebook that is completely linked and intertwined with the actual adaptive learning technology.
All right, so obviously with Fast Forward Academy, step number 1 is to take as many practice exams as you can so that the algorithm can identify where you need to be spending all your time studying and improving your learning on those areas. So how do you actually teach yourself the material? Well, Fast Forward Academy provides you with a textbook, which they call the FAST book. So as I showed you before, every single multiple choice question is linked to a particular reference number within the FAST book. So all you have to do is pull up your performance analytics and then identify the questions that you got wrong, and then it will take you directly to the textbook, which you can flag to read later, or you can actually go through online or use their physical textbooks. So as you can see, to 2151, that's personal financial statements. Everything that you need to know about personal financial statements is listed here. Now, it's not exactly the most easily digestible content. It's more like bullet points of all the definitions. And I didn't see any actual multiple choice examples that you could walk yourself through. But again, on those most difficult multiple choice questions, they do have the video lecture explaining why a question is right or wrong. But the FAST book, it's not easily, and it's not an easy read compared to some of the textbooks that I have looked at in some of the other review courses. But it is nice that it's directly linked to each multiple choice question. So it makes it very easy to pull up that data and then teach yourself, make additional notes. And for this particular chapter, you can actually go down to the bottom here, add a footnote. And so if there's a particular concept that you're not understanding, you can leave a footnote here and then come back to it later to address. And another thing that you can do is launch a study bank session. So it pulls in all of the multiple choice questions that are covered under the 2151, and then you can just focus completely on that. So that's a great way to pull in additional multiple choice questions just for this particular section after you've read this section of the FAST book and really want to test whether you understand what you read or not.
All right, so Fast Forward Academy, they have a very unique take on using textbooks with multiple choice questions and really how to eliminate as much reading as possible, because they're all about eliminating study time so that you can focus only on what you need to as you study for the CPA exam. So now that we've covered all the materials and the technology that they have, let's discuss customer support, because customer support is very important to me, and it really is something that you should consider as a factor when purchasing a CPA review course.
All right, so the last feature that I want to discuss with Fast Forward Academy is customer support and their community. So like I showed you before, whenever you're going through a multiple choice question and you don't understand something, you can always click the question feedback. So this is where you'll ask the question about this particular multiple choice question, and then just add your feedback about what you thought or had questions on, and then you can click submit. And then the other option to get help from the community itself is to create a Fast Forward Academy community profile, and then you'll have access to their question and answer section. So you can go here and ask your question, and then somebody from the community will hopefully read it and find it, have the answer for you. So you can tag it as a novice or beginner question or an expert or advanced question, and then click submit. And then once it's submitted, then it will go here. And then as people look at it, they'll provide you with answers and so forth. So it's not exactly the smoothest process. And it seems like all the different exams are jumbled in together in one community dashboard. So in the future, I'd like to see individual exams have their own dashboard. That just kind of makes sense, because flipping through here, like I see the EA exam, but then, here's a CPA exam question. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, and hopefully there's a lot of room for improvement in terms of setting up different communities for different exams. But I just wanted to show you these features just so that you're aware of them, that there is ways to get help if you have questions on a particular question.
All right, so we have covered everything that Fast Forward Academy has to offer. Let's tie everything together from a high level, go over the pros and the cons of what I found with Fast Forward Academy to help you in your decision whether Fast Forward Academy is a review course that you should consider using or not.
All right, so who is Fast Forward Academy for? Well, if you're somebody who already owns a CPA review course and you're looking for some supplemental materials, Fast Forward Academy is absolutely a very affordable solution because it comes with so many multiple choice questions, and their education technology is going to help you identify your strengths and your weaknesses with their multiple choice analytics. So definitely consider Fast Forward Academy if you're looking for some additional multiple choice questions. It's also for those folks who are on a tight budget. So Fast Forward Academy, it doesn't include all the bells and whistles like full video lectures or an in-depth textbook. So what they do offer is multiple choice questions with extremely detailed explanations that you can teach yourself from that material. So the side effect of not having the full-blown video lectures is that they are able to offer their course at a much more affordable rate. But again, the goal here is not to save money and buy the cheapest CPA review course available. Your goal is to find a CPA review course that is going to maximize how you learn best so that you can pass this exam as quickly as possible. So please don't just consider Fast Forward Academy because it's the cheapest course out there, because what you really need is a course that's going to help you pass fast. And depending on how you learn, Fast Forward Academy might fit that ticket, but it might not as well. So please do your research. All right, and the third option for folks who are considering Fast Forward Academy is that if you're somebody who's already very familiar with everything covered on the CPA exam, Fast Forward Academy will provide you with a great refresher. Their multiple choice explanations will do a great job of teaching you, but again, they won't have detailed examples. They won't walk you through different scenarios in their textbook. It's all located within the multiple choice questions. All right, so let's go over the pros of Fast Forward Academy. So Fast Forward Academy does have 6,200 plus multiple choice questions and explanations, and they now include video explanations for those most difficult questions that the majority of the Fast Forward Academy community misses. So they know based on everybody's analytics which questions give people the most difficulty, and then they create video explanations for those to do additional deep diving into that particular topic. The Fast Forward Academy education technology also helps you identify your weaknesses so that you know where to focus your time. So I am a huge fan of multiple choice analytics because the CPA exam is just getting more and more broad. So you can't be spending time restudying areas that you already have a strong understanding of. So this education technology will help you narrow your focus. It also includes a slick interface that is very intuitive and easy to use. So if you want to study on your mobile, your tablet, computer, it will work. It's mobile responsive and will work with any device that you currently own. And their study planner is fully customizable. So it will keep track as things come up. You can tell the study planner what changes it needs to make, and it'll automatically update everything for you. So it's a really slick study planner that I definitely recommend using if you go with Fast Forward Academy. Now, some of the cons that I found. So the community and customer support options are a bit lacking. They obviously do offer academic support. So if you have any questions, go ahead, email them, and they'll get back to you. But they don't have a central community board just for the CPA exam that kind of mixes in the EA, the CMA, and all the other software that Fast Forward Academy sells for the other tests that are out there. So something that I hope becomes more central and focused on the CPA exam in the future is definitely their community and customer support. Now, Fast Forward Academy is also not a traditional review course. So like I said before, they don't have in-depth video lectures over every single topic. They just provide you with the textbook and then a ton of multiple choice questions with detailed explanations. So you're really on your own in terms of teaching yourself the material. The Fast Book is also not exactly very easy to read, and it doesn't provide examples or real life scenarios or anything like that. But again, the goal of Fast Forward Academy is for you not to read the entire textbook, which is probably why they don't include examples and all that stuff in their Fast Book. So Again, just things to be aware of. The Fastbook does link up directly to every single multiple choice question. So as you answer a question, it will provide you with a direct link to that exact area that the question is testing, which is a really cool feature. But again, it's not exactly a textbook where you'll just sit down and read it cover to cover, which to some people, that's actually a good thing. All right, so what's the next step? Well, if you're interested in learning more about Fast Forward Academy, then I strongly urge that you sign up for their free trial before you buy. So all you got to do is there should be a button or a link somewhere above or below this video, and it's going to take you directly to the page where you can sign up for their free trial. Just because Fast Forward Academy is such a unique course, I strongly encourage you to do this before buying, just to check it out and get a taste for how their course works. And again, if you're on iTunes, there's not going to be a link, so check out cpaexamguide.com, and then you can find my written review of Fast Forward Academy there, and the link to their free trial. All right, so if you're still here listening, I appreciate you watching this review, and I really hope you found it helpful, and I'll catch up with you later in the next episode.